Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and this is a weekly show where advertisers watch other advertisers' ads and then discuss what's good and bad about them. We are brought to you by the Conscious Advertising Network, so please go and check those guys out after the show. This week, we will be looking at Apple's latest ads, but before we look at that, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi, everybody. I'm Uma Ratchia, and I'm a creative director at Shandwick.
Hi, I'm Bardin, and I'm the head of marketing for Clinipedia at Unilever.
Right, guys, let's have a look at the latest iPhone ads.
And action.
Got it. Make her spin, make it spin. Gorgeous. That's beautiful. That's great. Come on, come on. Let's go.
Okay, now.
So, Uma, what did you first think when you saw that ad?
Apple's got a lot of money, as usual, to make really good ads, right? But it looked really, really, really close to what Samsung had done for its Samsung Galaxy using Casey Neistat. I think it was called The Rest of Us.
Allow me to introduce the rest of us. We're the makers, the directors, and the creators of this generation. We don't have big award shows or huge budgets or fancy cameras, but what we do have are our phones and duct tape and parking lots and guts. And we have ideas we need to share. We know it's not the size of the production that matters, it's what you make. We don't create because we have to. We create because we love to. And we've captured billions of moments from different angles, for different reasons, for millions of viewers, but with one thing in common. When we're told that we can't, we all have the same answer. Watch me. Thank you.
I felt that Casey Neistat's ad very beautifully communicated how creativity isn't for the big budgets. In that sense, right, the way Apple shot the ad, they were saying that everybody could make a quality movie on an iPhone, except that you would need a big budget even with the iPhone, because when you look at the ad, all through beautifully choreographed, the grading was amazing. The set looked big, even though the camera they were using was just the iPhone. I mean, I don't think I could hire that many people. I can afford an iPhone, definitely. I might be able to come up with an amazing movie script, but I won't be able to hire the crew and the setup. So I won't be able to make a quality movie, even if I had the iPhone 12 Pro.
How about you, Seb? What did you think when you first saw the ad?
For me, it was, a pure mix of action, product benefits, product porn, and great music. And then you have, beautiful advertising. When you see the ad, you definitely, see the full capability of a phone, even though, this is just one part of a movie, because if you look at all these people, yes, it will be shot on the phone. You will have some bit will be shot on a proper camera, some bit will be shot on a DSLR. So yeah, there's a bigger work behind it to achieve a final movie. But it's just an inspiration. I'm not a movie producer, but when I will be filming my little son playing outside, I will have a feeling I'm like a movie maker.
Yeah, is it a bit like buying a car that can do 160 miles an hour on the motorway, but in reality you live in a 20 mile an hour zone? But what would have made it a better ad, Uma, if you were going to be creative director on this? What would you have changed?
I thought it could be a lot more emotional if I had done it. What made the ad stick was how he stood there in that place and he had that manifesto, very Nike-like, and he was driving it. And then you showed everybody who are normal, everyday people, from kids to amateur movie makers, using whatever they had at home. That made it really authentic and emotional for me. While this was visually beautiful, the music was epic, it didn't have the same emotional value that the Casey Neistat film had. From that film, what I got was it was to empower and inspire a new guild of creators to achieve their full potential through a very affordable device that's rich. But
it's interesting you say affordable, because that one of my outtakes from this was it felt very middle class, and iPhones are not affordable at all. They're very expensive phone. Like you could buy a car, a couple of cars for the price of this phone, and everyone in that ad seemed pretty well off. I mean, it's fairly common in sort of Californian tech ads, isn't it? Seb, was this relatable enough? Does it need a local activation, or is the language of movies so pervasive and so understandable by all territories and all markets that it was fine? Do you think they could have done a better job?
I think for me it was more of an inspiration. You won't be a movie maker. If I'm entering, just started a new job, I will go for an iPhone, but it won't be the Pro. But I will be thinking about iPhone. I might be going for 2 or 3 generations older.
Do you think that this is an advert for Apple, or is this an advert for what smartphones can achieve? Was it Apple enough?
I guess, this is more an opportunity for Apple to show that they master entertainment, because now they have their original production scene, trying to compete against Netflix. So that's definitely in line with their overall strategy of winning on original
Apple
content.
Plus and Apple Movies. Yeah.
What can brands who don't have Apple budgets, who are in the smartphone space, learn from this? If you're a OnePlus or a Xiaomi, or what should those kind of challenger brands be taking from this ad?
You don't need to have a big budget in order for you to create a good ad. In fact, I think necessity is the mother of inventions. The less you have, the harder you have to think creatively out of the box. Actually, in order to do ads that are like Nike ads and Samsung type ads, you don't need the big budgets. It's how you frame it. One guy talking to the camera, a few cutaways to show that you're bringing your features or the emotions behind the benefits of what your product does to life. The right soundtrack, which could just be a stock sound, stock music, right? For a couple of $100. That's all you need. It's all about having the right editor and the right creative idea coming together and making it work. I think you could make it more emotional than, it doesn't need to be incredibly cinematic. It could be a lot more emotional.
And Seb, to finish off the show, what do you think that marketers can be learning from Apple's latest?
And we are at this point of, every year you have a new phone and progress is not really, changing a lot. So you're just making an impact on, it's a camera processor probably. So it's moving quite slowly now. And this is quite interesting, is what are the small pinpoints that, the small added value from the phone that we can use to show our, that we have a competitive advantages against the competition. On one side you have Apple, and on the other side you have tens or hundreds of different brands on Android. So there's already an advantage on that side, but again, they definitely need to defend their market share against the Chinese entrant like Huawei, Xiaomi, and so on. And I think moving into this, keeping the communication into the space and going into an aspirational type of approach is definitely the right one, to win the hearts of people coming from an Android family, but also keeping people that are already iPhone users happy, and to show them what can they do more with their phones.
Guys, thanks so much. We will see you next week.